Hi, hello, and welcome to our vlog. This is time for another one of our tours of areas of Kings Island. As you can see by that, we are going to Planet Snoopy today, which is, if you can't tell, their kiddie area and an area of the park that I'm now least familiar because it's actually changed quite a bit since I was a kid. They have the park's log flume over here, so there's for life. Charlie Brown is over here, and they have basically a life-size Charlie Brown. So how you doing, Chuck? You have quite a big head. I never noticed that. I don't know if the comic strip, but Charlie Brown has that big of a head. And you got something on for eye there, it looks like. But as with all Cedar Fair parks, they have Peanuts theme. So they have a lot of Charlie Brown stuff. They have the line of sponsors, which I guess is like the kiddie flying thing. Charlie Brown comics posted here. And plenty of stuff for Planet Snoopy. This is, I think, Aerial Chase now. When I was a kid, this area was themed to Nickelodeon. It was Rugrats Runaway Reptile when it first opened up. And I actually rode this earlier this year. I don't remember if I have a video of that or not. But I rode for my first time in years earlier this year. It's that they have a character meet and greet over there, but they have your traditional flying eagles over here named Woodstock Gliders, which is their second flying eagles they had here. They used to have one off over near Tony Mon River. Somebody took those out. They got a frog hopper over here. And if you've never been to Kings Island, the kiddie area is gigantic. And you'll probably take like easily like a fifth of their parks there lane. So they have this right over here, which looks closed, a Surf Dog, which is sort of a roller coaster-ish ride. They got games. If their water park was open, you could walk to the water park that way, but they're not open at the water park this year. They have a little kiddie car ride. They have a little kiddie monorail over here as well. They have their strings. Now talking to Charlie Brown. They have a Charlie Brown store in here, which I once had hide out in a pouring down rainstorm. And I mean pouring down, like it was raining hard enough that from right here you would not be able to see the Eiffel Tower over there. It was an utter downpour that day. As there's a kiddie monorail again. I've never actually been on because I believe you have to have a little one with you, but maybe I could one day convince my brother to let me take my nephew on that ride. So I mean, all I have to do is ask my nephew if he'd want to ride with me, and then I'm sure he would, because he thinks I'm the greatest guy ever, pretty much. But I mean, who can blame him? They have a little airplanes ride up here. Their kiddie carousel, which back in the day this was themed to the Flintstones back when they had a Hanna-Barbera theme, but they have not had a Hanna-Barbera theme for a long time here. They have a really small kiddie coaster up here, the Great Pumpkin Coaster, which is maybe a little bit taller than I am, but it's a great first roller coaster for little kids. And I actually went on that last November with my nephew, because on Thanksgiving all he was saying was he wanted to ride out with his Uncle Andy, so I of course obliged to that. They have a peanut show place. Peanuts, not, I just want to make clear, I said peanuts, not something else that something like they do, which is right now just a relaxed zone. They have Snoopy over here where they have a plastic Snoopy as well as a real Snoopy doing a character greet. Socially distanced character greeting, I might add.
Look at me, Zeke. Look at that, Zeke.
They also have Jerry Cool's Dodgem Store, which back in the day was, I believe it was a Flintstones bumper cars. But you remember there was a giant Fred Flintstone over here when I was a kid. but I could be misremembering that. So I have the snow cone place over here. They have, like I said, this is a gigantic kids area. I might even miss a part. They have a small wooden coaster over here called the Woodstock Express, which back in the day was the Beastie, and also back in the day was Scooby Zoom, and also back in the day it was the Fairly Odd Coaster. It's changed its name a lot. Used to have a tunnel, but no longer does. Katie and I actually rode that earlier this year. My first time up here, Katie rode this for her first time ever, my first time in years. And I can post a link to that video in the description. They might occasionally have meet and greets over here. I think they might actually, they could do a skit over here with Lucy, since she's a psychiatric helper. Only 5 cents. That's pretty good for a shrink, I'd imagine. Not that I've ever gone to a shrink. I probably could be paid a shrink, but I've never gone to one. But I imagine 5 cents is a pretty good deal for that. And they have a kiddie swing ride over here called Charlie Brown's Wind Up, which I've never been on that. Of course, my nephew likes to ride that. And they also have Boo Blasters on Boo Hill, which is a shoot 'em up dark ride where you're shooting Boo Blasters. This building here has been probably the most changes of any ride at Kings Island. It used to be Scooby-Doo in the Haunted Mansion. Scooby-Doo can shoot 'em up. Before that, this was Haunted Mansion, not Haunted Mansion, Phantom Theater, which was a poor person's version of Haunted Mansion, which was there when I was a kid, and I liked it a lot. And then before that, it was Ferraris Split Ride, which I barely remember as a kid. They took that out probably when I was like 5 or 6, but 4 or 5-year-old me was upset at taking that because it was my favorite ride when I was a kid. And then before that, before I was ever around, it was the Enchanted Voyage, which seemed to a bunch of Hanna-Barbera rides, and was sort of their version of It's a Small World. Because back then it was a boat ride, and now it's a common mover, just like Haunted Mansion at Disneyland and Disney World. Well, that is all I got for this video. What's your favorite memory of Camp Snoopy? Leave a note in the comments about what that is, as well as if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.